Greetings, Ibeer.
Greetings, Geralt. How might I be of help?
We have more stuff to sell to you than you could possibly fathom.
What do you have on offer?
Okay, so let's see. I do think that we will be able to sell things for more to Hattori than anywhere else. There is perhaps the question of whether it is worth breaking some of these things down into components, which is an interesting question in particular, because that does mean that we could further boost the amount of coins that Hattori has, because he has just under 7,000 here, and I think we are almost certainly going to run out, or he's going to run out of coins. Also, I'm just going to take a quick, I'm going to jot down how many coins we have here. So we're at 26,422. That's pre-sales. I'm curious to see post. How many coins do we gain on net? Now, of course, if we end up buying things or crafting or breaking things down, then that will cost us some. So that's an interesting question, because we've a whole bunch of things that we could do that with. I think maybe the safest bet is let's just start by selling all of our common items, because I think those ones, they aren't really worth much, and they don't have any meaningful crafting materials, so there's no reason not to sell them really, unless maybe if we get some that are silver, in which case if we could get some of that out of them, then that could be beneficial. But here we go. So bring it on. How many coins do you think we are going to end up with once we've actually sold everything, created all of the new Witcher gear, and we will certainly try to upgrade our cat school gear, because that's what we've been using thus far, but I'm thinking we're probably going to have enough money that we could probably also craft all the other Witcher school gear, and if we don't necessarily see ourselves using it in the future, then that gives us some flexibility. We can say, today I'm thinking it's more of a Griffin school kind of day, and maybe tomorrow we'll be bear, and then we'll go back to cat. That'd be kind of nice to experiment a bit with them, because we've been using the cat school stuff for so long now, and we were waiting for the chance to finally either upgrade it or exchange it for something else. So let's get to dumping. And Hattori, you are now going to have over 1,000 weight units worth of items here, so brace yourself. Hope you invested in some storage space, because you're going to need it right about now. How did we hold on to it, you ask? Don't ask such silly questions. Don't be silly. Come on. We're a Witcher. We do this kind of stuff. Just comes naturally to us. Okay, and how quickly are we burning through his stuff? I mean, we already have gone through gained 1,000 coins, and we are not even done with selling all of our common items yet. So, yeah, if that's any indication, this is the little stuff right here, and it's already starting to add up quite a bit. So, not to mention, this is just weapons, whereas we also could sell him armor too. We have plenty of that as well. So, brace yourself. Okay, let's see. I think it might actually be a little bit more efficient for us to go. Excuse me? This is too high level for us to use? What? I beg your pardon? I think it might actually be faster for us to go top to bottom, though, at least for the common stuff. Just, if he would let us go top to bottom. It's a little bit hesitant to go and sell absolutely everything immediately, because if there is a silver weapon, I do think that is potentially worth trying to break that down. I'm not seeing much here that appears to be silver. I think for the most part this is 100% steel, or, if we miss a silver weapon or two, that's probably not a huge deal. We'll deal with it. And I think I would like to save our blunt sword, because that was, the sword that we used against Dandelion, and potentially also in our training sessions / dates with that other lady that we were doing some quests with previously, a while back. And so, yeah, there's all of our common items, and we've already gained, 2,500? So I think let's start with just go in weapons first, and then we'll go armor next. And now I think that we're in the master items. We might start to see more in the way of silver weapons, and potentially also could find more things that are just generally worth breaking down into components. But there are even some things that could have higher damage, as you're seeing there. But I think probably just going to be because they have relatively high level, but they're not going to have as good other stats. I think these Rhyhad Brigade swords, I think we've gotten these before, and they might break down into some slightly better things. But I think we're probably relatively safe here. So we'll just go for it. And bring on additional swords. Now, I would assume that, yeah, we probably had the most common items, and then, of course, we'll get less and less as we go up in the higher rarities, but they will, of course, be worth more. So it would actually be kind of interesting to see, was it the high quantity, low value common items? Was it the middle of the road master items? I suppose, like, the master and magic are both sort of middle of the road, and then the relic is obviously the best. Now, could I get back to this tab, please? Actually takes a minute for it to load, because like, oh, hold on, there's a lot. Okay, there are some silver things here. So I'm thinking we might deliberately try to break those down rather than sell them. Conveniently, have we sold everything that is not a silver weapon? And that is blue? They might have actually been organized slightly differently. Oh, what? We have... Ah, okay. They did kind of get organized between silver and steel, seemingly, and perhaps we never had enough weapons previously to take much note of that, but okay, that is convenient. So I think, yeah, silver is generally a little bit harder to get than steel. So, yeah, like I think we're probably still gonna sell even our steel weapons, although our Hjalmar Steel Sword is a little bit old in that it's only level 21. It has that humongous crit hit damage bonus. So it's hard to outdo it, but it is potentially possible if we find a weapon that has just the perfect combination of stuffs. So perhaps like this one where it has high crit hit damage bonus, not as much, but if this had a big increase in damage, and it has a somewhat significant increase in damage, but if it had more damage even than this, and it had maybe things a little bit more intriguing than Ard and an adrenaline point gain, then that could even be worth swapping around. Now, we are probably about to upgrade our Witcher School sword, so maybe that's reason not to be too concerned about these. But we'll just keep an eye out for it now that we're at the higher rarity. Because we also, after doing all that looting, we did a little bit of checking to see if we ran into anything particularly interesting, but not a lot. And now, okay, Javier has run out of monies. Confirmed. So this is where we either try meditating for a certain period of time and see if he does magically get his coins back after a day or whatnot, or we start breaking things down, crafting the additional Witcher School gear in order to give him more money, and then turn around and sell more things to him. So let's try first going with the meditation.
So long.
So I think that is perhaps the preferred methodology, because I think there's only so much we can do. Can we sleep for or meditate for the full 24 hours, or can we only do 23? I suppose we'll do this. See, I think the meditation is the preferred methodology, because this is something that we could just eat this a bazillion times over, right? Whereas there's only so many things that we can dismantle, only so many things that we can have him craft for us. So let's see.
Greetings, Ibier.
Greetings, Geralt. How might I be of help?
So I do wonder if there's the non-zero chance that
Would you
he
craft something
gets
for
his...
me?
Oh, that's actually not what I meant to do. But he does still have 23 coins, so he has not replenished his coin stock. but it has been only 23 or maybe 23 and a half hours, not the full 24. So there's a non-zero chance that he gets his coins back precisely on the 24-hour mark. So I think we do, in the name of science, try meditating just a little bit longer and just see if this is even possible, is basically the question. Can this be done? This will actually end up being close to 48 hours at this point, so we're just trying to figure out if over time we can make it such that he will get his coins back, so we can make a point of specifically selling to him, and we want to try to do that because I believe he is the one who purchases our weapons and armor for more than anyone else. And when we have so many things to sell, that is significant. Oh, he's still at 23. Okay. So in that case, I think that means we'll be looking to break things down into components and craft some things much more aggressively than we might otherwise have been planning to do. But why don't we start with the crafting? Because that one, I don't have a great sense as to how much we're going to get out of this. Is it technically crafting, or is it crafting when we're talking about making like Witcher school gear and whatnot, or does that actually have a different name to it? It's crafting, at least what we're seeing right now, is all materials, but I think, it's been so long since we did this, right? So we were specifically waiting to get to IBR so we could do our big things with the Witcher school stuff. We even have Witcher school bows. Or crossbows, I should say. We would still need 2 levels before we can do this, but I mean, at this point, we're pretty much just looking to throw money at IBR. And we have the materials for it. I mean, it's not like it's that difficult to make this happen. The primary thing is just that we want to make sure that we don't turn around and sell the things that we craft, because we are obviously selling a bunch of things now. So fortunately, of course, the Witcher school gear has the green glow to it, so I think that'll stand out pretty easily and shouldn't be at risk of us accidentally selling any of that. But just a mental note to be on the lookout for that. Let's see, what is the deal with Witcher crossbows? How are they different? Because in the crossbow, not really looking to use it offensively outside of when we need to use it in the water. It has adrenaline point gain and critical hit chance. Bonus experience for monsters. I mean, like, I suppose bonus experience for monsters is something. This also gets bonus experience for monsters. Has what else? Higher crit hit chance, but less armor piercing than Feline crossbow. I mean, I think, I don't know. I mean, this is most relevant for just, are you going to be actually using the crossbow in a more full-blown fight on land? So I don't really think this has much value for us, because we're technically the Ursine crossbow does cost a little bit more, but we'll make them because we can, and they aren't very expensive. Not necessarily because we anticipate that we'll get much value out of them. But sure. Crossbow bolts we will not do, because I've been told in very strong words that you will disown me if I do that. So, okay. We'll pass on that. We do have some higher level recipes for silver and probably steel swords as well. But I think, 26 is obviously a pretty good match for us. It does have the critical hit damage bonus, which is also something that we are looking to try to do. We actually lose a bunch of attack power versus Draconids. I didn't remember that we had that on our existing weapon, apparently. But, thinking that we're probably looking to, upgrade our, we didn't have a Feline silver sword. We only had a Feline steel sword. So let's take a look at this. So, art intensity, lower chance to bleed, higher experience for monsters. Doesn't have the crit stuff going on. It doesn't have the attack power versus Draconids. Oh, that's why. Back when we were fighting the Basilisk on an island a while ago, we dealt half the Basilisk. We dealt damage equal to half of the Basilisk's HP in one hit, it seemed. And that was before we even put on an oil. And I was like, how did we make that happen? It was a level 32 Basilisk, I think. It's a higher level than us. So I was very surprised, and that explains it. That is almost certainly why. So it won't be as good when it comes to specifically going against basilisks, but I think we go for this. Then that will allow us to create the enhanced version of this sword, which should start to look more favorable when compared against the sword that we have currently equipped. Let's see. Better art intensity, better chance to bleed, and experience that will stay the same, but no crit and no extra damage against Draconids. Make that. And is there even there is a mastercrafted version. We can't yet equip it. It requires what? Does it not require the thing that we just made? We have that thing that has 1 out of 0. I assume that was the feline. Yeah. Oh, it requires it. Oh, I assumed that it went feline silver sword into enhanced, and then enhanced goes into mastercrafted. Not that you go normal feline silver sword and that gets upgraded directly into mastercrafted or even superior. Oh, okay. That's interesting and a little bit, I would say that's probably not as good as what I was thinking, because that means it's kind of like, it reminds me of the White Gull, and that you're going to have to keep on crafting the base sword and then using that as a material to go into the stronger one. So, like, we potentially could have even passed altogether on making the enhanced version. I mean, it would be the best one that we could currently equip, but if we were patient enough to wait 2 levels, then suddenly the feline silver sword superior would be the best option for us. So, I don't know then in terms of when the best time to do this is. I mean, we could, just for the sake of throwing money at IBR, basically make all of them now. Maybe we go for that, and then what we'll do is we'll go to our stash, which is close by, and we'll stockpile the higher level ones so that we aren't carrying those around all the time. We'll just have to try to remember. I'm sure you guys will remember. I may not remember, but you guys will remember when we are suddenly able to equip the higher quality Witcher School swords. So I think we do that then. We use this to be a crafting base to create this. And just want to keep a little bit of an eye on other crafting materials. Like that red one here is what? Ruby? I actually have 12 of it, so you can find now for that. But, oh, this one requires a flawless ruby, and we only have 1 of those. Okay, so we'll do it. I'm hoping the way it works is basically that every Witcher school has a different valuable gem that they require. And so, like, Ruby is feline. And so we aren't going to, like, lock ourselves out of making other Witcher school gear from other schools by going out on cat gear. But we are perhaps about to find out, because, yeah, it does look like, well, actually, this is the base one for Griffin. That doesn't require anything special. From a material standpoint, interesting. It's totally different in terms of what these require. So I think, I was saying that we've done a lot of cat school thus far, and ultimately I do like cat school because at least the armor is light armor and it is very direct attack damage oriented, which I like. But I would not turn down having the opportunity to potentially not necessarily mix and match, because that suggests that, we'll do a little bit of, like, maybe a feline sword, and then a chestplate from Griffin School, and then gloves from Bear School, and then you're not going to get the bonuses that come from getting multiple from a pair. And so that's not good, but I'm more so talking about today is going to be a cat school day, tomorrow is going to be a Griffin School day, or so on and so forth, and we can just mix it up if we feel like we want to try something new. And that's a little bit intriguing to me after spending a long time going with the cat school gear. And so I think it'd be interesting to see what other options we might have. So let's make this stuff, because I think we're going to have the money to make it happen. We're going to have the crafting materials to make it happen. And we need to throw money at IBR so that we can sell him additional things. So for that reason, I think we just go absolutely crazy. So let's make this. Now we can make the enhanced version. And let's just see. So, like, what was the special thing about Cat School? Was had some crit chance, had some bleeding chance. even a chance to dismember, which I don't really know what the actual practical purpose of it is. I mean, we get the animations at the end of it. I forget if you guys have told me at one point or another, but you get the animations when you decapitate or dismember someone. But does it actually have a benefit to doing that? And when it comes to the Griffin, sign intensity. Okay. Oh, and it goes up considerably. 20% by the time you get to the Mastercrafted. Okay. That's an interesting one. Alright, so let's make... hold on. What? What? So then the Griffin school swords do require that you upgrade an older version into a higher version? You know, the exact thing that I was saying, I was remarking the Feline school does not require? That's strange. That's very strange. Okay, well, anyways, make the enhanced one, which now means we can make the superior one. So it's like it's a domino for Griffin. Is maybe a good way to describe it, whereas it is not a domino for the cat school. I was expecting them all to be domino, but they were not. And I am curious to see, did we get anything particularly difficult to... Or are there any difficult to find ingredients when it comes to making these items for the Griffin school? Because this is quite simple. I mean, we could make a bazillion of these. Okay, but so now we have the big one. We went through 1, 2, 3, and then 4 to get through to the Mastercrafted version. Now we'll go through to get to Superior. So start at the bottom. Round 2. Round 3. So now we'll have a Superior one. And then we'll go... I suppose we're already level 27. We don't have any reason at this point why we would need to have an enhanced or just normal Griffin Silver Sword lying around. So I guess we don't need to make additional copies of those. Harpy, I think, is quite good. I mean, look at the damage on that. It's huge. But it's level 37, so that's probably why. So we probably hold off on that for now. We'll stick to the Witcher School stuff for now. That's the stuff that I was most interested to experiment with more. Okay, let's see what Bear School's deal is. Adrenaline point gain, critical hit chance to dismember. Those going to be the things that continue to scale. Ooh. Yes. Interesting. So tell you what, in terms of the type of build that we're trying to create, focusing on the crit damage, Bear School swords are actually the most consistent with what we're trying to do. So that's... Ooh, and we don't have Rebus. That's one of the ingredients that you can make with the White Gull. And we did make a point of making more White Gulls, so we can make that happen, but we'll just need to step out and do some alchemy real quick to make it a reality. Well, let's see what we do here then. So we go... Ursine sword. But then... Oh, and all of them require... I was going to say, I was expecting some of these to start showing up green, some of the later ones. They all require an additional one of the Witcher School, or the White Gull crafting materials, and it is domino. That means we are going to use a lot of White Gulls for this in that case. This is actually one of the more difficult ones to create. But let's see. So let's step away for a second here. Negredo is one of the ones that we'll need. So let us do some alchemy for that. Let's see, so Ether, Albedo. Negredo was one. Thought Rebus was another. But since we do have a somewhat limited amount of White Gulls, especially 4, probably best to be mindful of that. And try not to rush in and accidentally make one that we didn't actually want. Let's see, so now, we're looking to craft.
Listen, would you craft something for me?
Listen. Let us give you more money. And at this point, interestingly, he's almost at the amount of money that he started with. It's slightly less, but it's awfully close. Actually, we should, tell you what. Get rid of crafting components and crossbow bolts. And back down to silver sword. So now we should be able to create... Ooh, which one was it? We do... except we made the material that is the last one that we actually needed. Negredo. It's Negredo, Rebus, yeah, and Albedo. Rebus and Albedo is the two that we need.
So long.
Rebus and Albedo. Rebus and Albedo. Rebus. And Albedo should be at the top, right? Because it's alphabetical. There we go. Okay. So that should at least allow us to get one round of a domino crafting in.
Greetings, Ibier.
Greetings, Geralt. How might I be of help?
Okay. So let's do that.
Listen, would you craft something for me?
Look, Ibier, we're gonna have a lot of crafting for you to do. Oh, okay. We do have to close these back up after every one, it seems, but that's okay. So now we should be able to do... What? Excuse me? Huh? We need meteorite silver ingots. For which one is this? Is this the... That's the enhanced. Okay. We don't have those, but I think many people sell them. I think they do. Is IBR on that list? Because if he is, then we're going to have to sort through the bazillion swords that we sold him. Do you have meteorite silver ingots? You do. Okay. They are expensive. We needed 2 of them, but because this is a domino item, we probably will need to get more. Because we'll have to go through, create the enhanced version, create the superior version, and then use that to get to the master version. And then if we want to get also a superior one, then we're going to have to do that again. So, let's see. I think we may actually even be able to craft the material. May not have needed to buy it, tell you the truth. Let's take a quick look. Is there an option? Yeah, to make this? Okay, yeah, so we very much could have just crafted it ourselves, and that would have been a lot less expensive. So that's, I mean, I think we will need at least one more. So we probably should do that right here. I don't think we've ever heard of Auriclacium. So that's one to keep an eye out for, I suppose. But now we're back. Now we should actually be able to make, I think, yeah, this. And now, what else do we need for you? You're ready to go. This is superior. And then we can go all the way up to master crafted. Yes. Okay, so now we have the best version of the silver sword. Now, of course, this is too high level for us to use at the moment. So we'll just end up throwing it in our stash eventually. But let's make the lowest version now. We will want to go back into enhanced, which means we'll need another one of the Negredos, and we will need another one of the Albedos. We might be one white gull short. Albedo, Negredo.
So long.
We might be one... No, we're going to have just enough. Albedo and Negredo, at least for this round. So that means we'll end up...
Greetings, Ibier.
Greetings, Geralt. How might I be of help?
With a superior one here. I think is still too high level for us to use. It's like level 30 and we're 27 right now. So it's close. But it still won't be an immediate option. And we should probably turn that off. And go... Let's see. Here. So we have enhanced, which is actually the strongest one that we could use right now if we wanted to use one of these immediately. But we will upgrade you into a superior. So now we have mastercrafted and superior of the bear school, but we need more meteorite silver ingots, which we can make if we need to. But the Negredo, which is tough because that does require then we get more white gulls, which at the moment we actually need Arnaria for, I believe, which, hold on just a second. We can make that happen.
So long.
We can make that happen. Because, I was going to say, if we're in the square, then there's a person, like, right next to us. We can do that. There is still someone over here who is an alchemist, I think. Although they're a little bit further away. And they're, like, elevated up. So it's been a very long time since we actually spoke to them. Roach is on the map, but does not want to actually come over to us. It's very kind of her. Maybe now. Maybe not. Yeah, I assume we should be able to buy Arnaria from any of the herbalists. Presumably? Roach, will you cooperate now, perhaps? Yes. Okay. That should speed things up. Okay. Yeah, right here, in fact. Oh, I'm not even sure this was the person I was thinking of, but I suppose we'll take it. As long as you have Arnaria. Well, you're... Nope, not in this building. Although we had stuff to loot there? Hold on, what was this? I don't remember this. I mean, obviously we've been down here before. Where was this? Also, there's a chest here that we missed. Maybe. Although maybe we didn't. And actually, the game just didn't remember that we've already looted this? Yeah. We've definitely been down here. The herbalist is apparently directly above us right now. This looks like the place where we went through with Triss and others. But I now don't think so. Also, what is this? No, with Dijkstra at one point, I think. I remember. This was like a secret passageway that we were going through. Okay. Alright. Is there actually anything over here? On this side? Oh yeah, we were talking to like his troll friend when we were trying to rescue Dandelion, and Dijkstra was concerned about someone trying to steal all of his monies. Okay. Our herbalist is one door over, it would seem. I thought he was on the second floor somewhere, but I think this is going to be a different person from who I was initially envisioning that we would speak to. Yeah, and this person's actually inside. So, other side, and other building. That'll give us the ingredients we need to make another white gull, which will give us the ingredients that we need to make the other bear school gear, and then we will have most of the Witcher school weapons, at least, primed and ready to go. Now, I didn't actually mean to look at that, but I suppose that is what we're looking for.
Awfully kind of you to visit again. What sort of herbs do you need, young man?
We do need some.
You just might have the herbs I need.
I hope you do. I am looking specifically for this. And I think we'll just take it all. Now, I'm not sure if there's anything else we happen to need while we're here. I don't think so. I mean, bison grass is so unusual that might as well nab a bit of it, and similar story with mistletoe, just in case. But other than that, I think we should be pretty stocked up. Oh, and do we have many of these? I don't know about that. It's not that expensive, right? So we'll take it because we can, basically. Green mold, I also don't recall how easy or difficult that one is. And the ergot seeds have been a little bit tough to pick up. So, yeah. I think that should suffice. Pros, I know we should have plenty of that. And we could even sell you our bazillion crafting materials as well. But I suppose we could just kind of balance out for the amount that we did pay him. Yeah, we actually didn't have we had some, but not a lot of green mold and Belize fruit and ergot seeds, and had no mistletoe. Okay, interesting. Surprised we don't have more Siren vocal cords than this. I would imagine we might even have another stack lying around somewhere because we bought so many Sirens. Yeah, why don't we just like sell all of them? Like that? Or at least as many as you can afford to take off our hands?
Take care.
Okay. So, is this always looking like this? Because that doesn't look so great. We stop from that angle. Okay, let's head back to Hattori. Now that we should be able to do some more of the white gull. This? Yeah, we can make a lot now. Okay, so that's good to see. I'm hoping we don't have many more items that will require ingredients that come from the white gull, because it will still take a few to make it happen for the remaining bear school gear. In fact, you can maybe even make the case that it's not even worth... Okay, fine, Roach, be that way. Make the case that it's not even worth making the lower, or the next lower of the bear school swords, because I think it's, what, level 30 at which we get the superior one, so we're 3 levels away. So if we did want to start using bear school swords, then we just need to be a little bit patient. Maybe that's fine. Maybe we don't need to go all the way down to a sword that we could use right this instant. Hello, good sir. Okay, Tori. So, back to business with you.
Greetings, Geralt. How might I be of help?
We have even more crafting to do with you.
Listen, would you craft something for me?
Okay, so let us go down Funky Town and just double check. We may need, yeah, we do need to make more of the Meteorite silver ingots and some Negredo. Okay. Although I'm kind of tempted. To say, let's stick with just the superior Ursine silver sword for the moment. And then I don't think it's going to be urgent for us to use a silver sword, even if it is kind of, sort of, more of a good fit for us for the crit that we're looking to do. In which case, what comes next? Is there only a single Viper sword? Because I did not remember us having any Viper School treasure hunts. What is this? Level 31. That is a lot of critical hit damage bonus, so we would need to wait for this, but it's kind of tempting, actually. Wolf School. Okay, so this would be the other one. Do we actually... I don't think we have the normal Wolf School sword. We only have Enhance. And since we have not yet gone to Kaer Morhen, and Kaer Morhen is obviously the place where the Wolf School Witchers train, I'd imagine many of those things are probably there, but I think there are also some of those high 20 and low 30 level treasure hunts that are actually in the Vale and Novigrad area that might now be doable. I think several of those were Wolf School, so it might become possible soon. And what's the deal with these? Adrenaline point gain, chance to cause bleeding, critical hit chance to cause bleeding, side intensity as well. Seems like it's maybe a little bit of everything. It's kind of a middle ground sword. No, it's a lot. Because we saw the crit with Bear. Saw chance to cause bleeding. Was that on Cat? Might have been on Cat. And side intensity was the Griffin School. So yeah, I think this might just be a middle ground, a little bit of everything. But since we don't have the base one, we can't make any of the other ones. So that'll have to wait. On the steel sword side, though, I do think that Blade from the Bits was actually a weapon that we got for originally saving IBR, or, helping him out on his quest. But this will be a higher level version, and we have actually gotten some of these to drop. Just randomly. But 0 crit damage bonus. What does this even have that's special? Because it doesn't have any crit hit damage bonus, and it doesn't have any bonus experience. What? Why is it just damage? That's kind of weird. Okay, so I think, for the most part, just gonna focus on upgrading the Witcher School swords and armor as well, and we'll take it from there. On occasion, if we see something on a future occasion that looks like it does something that we really like, then we could potentially make one of those and swap that in for a Witcher School piece. But for now, I think we're gonna stick with this as our general theme. Okay, we need Feline Steel sword. Do we not have that? Huh? Are we not currently using this? Or no, we were at one point. Oh, did we? We might have stashed it. We might have stashed it in, well, our stash. Because, hold on. I thought we had it. I mean, we can see our inventory here. And we will now have a bunch of new Witcher School swords. I thought there was a point in time in which we were using the Feline Steel sword. But if we don't have it in our inventory right now, and I have to imagine that... What is this? What? Or was it this? Tiger, which was Wolf School gear, but actually wasn't the Feline sword. I just thought that it was. I think it might have actually been this. We might have actually never had it. And I just assumed that we did all along. And for some reason... well, it's not true. Huh. Okay. Let's go to Steel Swords then. And I guess we'll make it happen in that case. And I do see that, yeah, it does look like the Cat School stuff is going to continue to use rubies. And so at least when it comes to getting the Mastercrafted one, that will require that we get another, what is it, Flawless Ruby? Which is going to be pretty expensive. I mean, we might be able to craft one out of our various ruby shards or whatnot. Ruby dust. But taking one step at a time here. So our normal Feline Steel Sword is chance to cause bleeding and bonus experience against humans and non-humans. So mostly the bleed is the unique part. It's not that interesting, to tell you the truth. It's definitely of the steels or of the Witcher School swords is not the sort of special component that is the most intriguing to me. I think the Bear School sounds particularly good. The Griffin School is tempting with the additional sign intensity. Obviously, that's a totally different strategy, but it's just the crit is more consistent with what we're trying to do from a physical attack standpoint, and then the sign intensity is just obviously good for signs. Whereas bleed is kind of, well, I don't know. How good can we actually make that get? Okay, so we have now superior. And do we start to... Okay, we do start to introduce critical hit chance once we start getting into the higher quality versions. And it will go up to 10% chance once we get to Mastercrafted, but this will require that we do a Flawless Ruby. Oh, this is actually saying we can buy it from IB Air directly. Okay. So we could do that if we wanted to. However, I think what we actually want to do is check if we can craft one. So it's a Flawless Ruby. Go down. Oh, I should have deactivated this last one to just expedite the process of going back here. But we're there now. Okay. So I think you can refine those gemstones. What I actually don't remember is you can do it with the metals. You can further process them, as you're seeing here with steel and silver and whatnot. But no, you cannot do it with the gemstones. Okay, so that does mean we will, in fact, need to buy one off of him, or someone else for that matter. And I think there are other people who are selling them, and they might sell them for cheaper. But, I mean, we'll pay the convenience fee, I think, on this occasion. So, Yeah, let's... How do we actually... Y is buy. Okay, so now we can make this happen. Let's craft that. So that's a level 34 steel sword, so we're still a ways away from being able to use that. Feline Steel Sword Superior would be still a little bit out of our league, but close. Let's work our way up to that one then. And this one, we have plenty of rubies for that, so no problem. And then if we wanted to go straight into a Feline Steel Sword, use it right away, then that would mean going with the level 23 Enhanced Sword, which we could do in order to get the cat school bonuses going. Let's see, but it must be upgraded to Grandmaster level to unlock bonuses. I assume means Master crafted. Like with 3 pieces, we get strong attacks, increase fast attack damage for 5 seconds by 10%. Each piece of the set. And then 6 pieces, rear attacks deal way more damage and also stun opponents. This is largely the reason why, or well, one of the primary reasons why the cat school stuff stood out to me was because I did really like this bonus. Obviously, we don't have enough cat school stuff yet to make that happen, and we also need to upgrade further before that will happen. But I like that a lot. But if it's not going to be triggering at this moment in time anyway, then why focus on it? It's only relevant once we start going... I think it's only relevant once we start going to the Mastercrafted one. I mean, the terminology is not consistent here. Grandmaster and versus Master Crafted versus Superior versus Enhanced. There's nothing that actually says Grandmaster verbatim, but I assume that means Master Crafted probably. So I think we maybe do. Basically what I'm getting at here is stick with Hjalmar's Steel Sword for now. And I don't necessarily think that what we're seeing from the Feline School Swords are actually an immediate upgrade. And we may even prefer to go with something else instead, like even could go to a Bear School Sword if we wanted to. If we're not concerned about maxing or matching all of our Witcher School gear at the moment, then that should be fine. But while we're at it, why don't we also make Griffin School stuff? This could be an option for if we wanted to upgrade our side intensity. And we saw previously that this was far and away the easiest to make in terms of crafting materials. And I think it may remain the case. The only thing will be dark steel. We'll start to run out of that eventually, but that's not too difficult to get. Time Iridium is kind of tough. Okay, it does take Siren vocal cords, which we did sell a bunch of recently, but I think we'll still have more than enough here. And then we're missing... Well, that's weird. So it's a domino for everything except for... Oh no, what? Hold on. Oh no, did we just go all the way through Mastercrafted? We did, didn't we? Okay, we did. For some reason I thought that the Mastercrafted was the only one that didn't domino. But we're good for that one. And actually, ooh, come to think of it, at least from a level fit standpoint, the Griffin Steel Sword is level 26. It is a pretty good match for us in the immediate term until we level up a little bit more and start to get more of the level 30 ones, level 29 ones available to us. So let's go up to potentially even getting multiple of these, and we will need, or at least going up to getting the enhanced and superior versions as well. We will need to make more of the dark steel, was it? See just how many we're going to need. We're going to need 1 for you, and then I think we're going to need another 1 for you, or actually 2 for you. There's 3 total, unless we also make another version of the enhanced, which we might want to do, in which case we're looking at 5, which I think is fine. I think we have more than enough to make that happen. So 5 of the dark steel ingots. Dark steel... Where's it dark steel? Where's it dark... I mean, dark iron? Dark iron. Dark iron. We want 5 of you, and we certainly can make that happen. and it's not that expensive, and I've already lost track of how many we made, so we'll just do it a little bit here, because there's probably other, I mean, this is obviously way more than 5 at this point, but I think there's definitely other things that are going to require that we have that crafting material, so not a bad thing to load up on it a little bit. Let's make a Temerian poignard. That sounds like a great idea. No, don't do that. Don't ever do that. Anyways, let's see, where were we? So we were at Griffin School, and we wanted... Oh, we already had... Steel. Oh, no, it was the wrong one! It was dark steel, not dark iron. There is a difference. I mean, obviously there's a difference from a metal standpoint. I just thought I was misremembering. Yeah, we did dark iron. I mean, you may need dark iron to make dark steel. We're about to find out. I assume it's a crafted material. It may not be. I figured it was. Apparently it is not. Wow. I did not notice that. Or I guess I just kind of lumped dark iron and dark steel together. Did not differentiate between them at all. Oh, there is dark. What am I saying? Here's dark steel. We have it. Okay. It does require, what is this? Oh, a normal steel ingot. Okay. So, alright. In that case, we did lose out a little bit on being able to make this by crafting some dark iron ingots instead, but that should give us plenty. I mean, we have tons to spare, right? So, we're just gonna throw around our money a little bit, basically, because that's the luxury that we have now, I think, in many ways, after having done so much looting in Skellige. And we have lots more stuff to sell to IBR, so even if it's looking like, is he out moneying us right now? He's out moneying us right now. Don't worry. That will change. That will, in fact, change. So, we were on steel, yes. We were on Griffin. Now we can do this. And this. And we can even, if we wanted to, go and make an enhanced one, because we might throw one of those on immediately. We don't need a normal one, because obviously that's just old news. Oh, enhanced? No, enhanced was, that was also old news. But, okay, so be it. Threw a little bit of extra stuff away in that case, but we'll be fine. Okay. So, why is this one slightly different colors? This is, oh, this is relic. Okay, there is a different rarity, because, like, the magic item color and the relic item color is a lot easier to distinguish when you actually see it in the top right corner or on the right side of the screen versus on the left side of the screen here where we see the menu of different options. So I wasn't sure if I was just making up the difference there. But okay, so now we have Ursine Steel would be next on the list of Witcher School stuffs. And let's see, so this would be, we saw eventually it becomes, yeah, very crit oriented. So this, I think, in the short term, if we were to go with a Bear School, or if we were to go with a Witcher School sword, then Bear School might rise to the top of the list, at least until we start looking more to synchronize, match up our sets. But I don't think we're at that point yet. So let's make this one. And this one, and there you have it. It does use dark steel as well, so he is in fact worth load up a bit on that. We don't have any increased or any higher quality versions of those. I think those are perhaps the ones that we are expecting to find back in that cave that we are expecting to go back to at some point in time in Skellige. Then, interesting, we only have the master-crafted version of the Woven Steel Sword, but obviously we can't make that until we have some of the lower rarity versions. This is also going to cost Siren vocal cords. Of course, if we really needed to, we could easily go back to Skellige and get some more of them. But still looks like we have plenty at this stage. So that looks like all of the weapons that we can create here. Do we... Can Ibier only create... No, he can create both swords and chest plates and other armor. Can he not? Huh? Is that not where we were getting our other Witcher School gear, like our cat chestplate, and I mean we were using like basically all cat armor, right? Oh, we got it from IBR, did we not? Steel sword, silver sword, go crossbow bolt, crossbow. All the crafting materials. Did we actually get someone else to craft it from us? Because I thought you guys were saying he's the only master craftsman. And I thought that you needed master craftsman for all the Witcher gear. Is it actually different between swords and armor? Hold on just a second here. We even just repair. Can we see what it says on this? Must be upgrades at Grandmaster level to unlock bonuses. Yeah, we know that, but okay, we can't really see from that screen. So what I want to know then is let's step away from this conversation for a second. And I want to, no, not this menu. I want to see on our, no, not alchemy, crafting screen here. Where do we get, like, these things made? Like, these exact things. Didn't seem to be showing up with IVR. Does he not make them? I mean, I know he's, like, technically a guy who makes weapons, yes, but I thought that he could still also craft armor as well. Maybe I'm mistaken. It does appear as though perhaps I am.
Greetings, IBR.
But either way,
Greetings, Geralt. How might
we
I
are
be
certainly
of
still
help?
going to sell a bunch of stuff to you right now. So
What do you have on offer?